Good evening, everyone. I'll call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, July 23rd, 2026, 6 p.m. I'd like to invite Charles Cochran, if he'll come forward, provide our invocation, and lead us in our pledge. If everyone will stand, if able.
Father, we're grateful that we can come before your throne of sovereignty and grace and petition thee in prayer tonight. We're thankful for each one who has gathered here and for their interest in the affairs of this community, our great city of East Ridge. We're thankful for our mayor, Mr. Mike, and we're thankful, Father, for all of those who sit in these places, guiding and directing the things that will be done for the good of the city of East Ridge. Bless this council. Bless each one of us, Father, that we will always look to you for wisdom and guidance. May every decision that is made be that which will glorify and honor you and will cherish and honor the freedom that you've given us as citizens of this great country. Father, we know that our country is facing great challenges with the war in the Middle East. We pray, Father, for a soon end to that conflict. We also pray, Father, that you would be with those tonight who are seeking to do those things that will bring freedom not only here, but across our world tonight. Thank you, Father, for blessing us. Thank you for being with us. Continue to guide and strengthen us as we be a people who are righteous and will walk in the light of your holy and precious word. We pray for our nation. We pray for each, Father, person here tonight, that we will seek your guidance in all that we do. In Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Mayor Williams.
Here.
Vice Mayor Tyler.
Here.
Councilmember Cagle.
Here.
Councilmember Ezell.
Here.
Councilmember Witt.
Here.
City Manager Coral.
Here.
Attorney Ritchie.
Here. All right. The first item we have on the agenda is the Milestone Award. This is where we recognize employees that have reached a milestone in their employment. This past month in June, we have Tyler Ezell for 5 years of service with the fire department. We thank him and appreciate him for his service to our continued service for our city, as well as all of our employees. If it wasn't for our employees, we wouldn't be the city that we are, and they're greatly appreciated. So the next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of June 25th, 2026. I assume everyone's had an opportunity to review those minutes. I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
I have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion or corrections? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
I want to abstain due to the fact that I wasn't here.
Councilmember Ezell.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, minutes are approved. We'll move to the next item, which is communication with citizens. This is an opportunity for a citizen to come forward and address the council with any questions, concerns, or accolades. Each person will have up to 5 minutes. Thank you, sir. Don Coulter. Yes, sir.
How are y'all today?
Good.
I appreciate y'all giving me this opportunity to speak to you. I don't have too many concerns. I just want to say, for the most part, I think y'all do a fine job here and everything. I'm kind of concerned about BNU 1921 and the community center. I mean, I understand on the community center that we had a lot of problems that was not found out, and of course on this stuff, but it's way behind schedule, plus it's way over budget. And there's nothing that nobody can do about it, except I just want to tell you, when I came to this town and when I retired, I came down to the community center to play pickleball, and I met more friends down there and more people in the city than I did when I was working. And I'd like to see that again, but I'd also like to see Venue 1921, which, as far as I know, has had one event for the public to attend. That was the chili cook-off. It's a lot of money for this place over, but I was thinking you've got the dog park, you've got the playground out here for the children, and the splash park, and all that. I don't know who thought of it, but that was one of the best ideas I've heard. I'm certainly not a dog lover or nothing. I don't care about a dog park. Other people do, but I think we're missing an opportunity on Venue 1921 to get it open for the public to come down and be here. If a guy, I live right up here on Vester, okay? Most of the houses up there are what I call starter homes. Young people that's just starting out, got their 2 kids and their dog and everything. Well, shouldn't we have, like Venue 1921, shouldn't we have it open to like having a band and food trucks and things of that nature, kind of like Chattanooga Market, or maybe down like I've seen it at Woodstock, Georgia too. But down there, all I see is these young people coming in and they're just, they're having a good time. I think that will be a good idea to bring younger people in here, because where I live at, we've either got young people, little kids, or old people like me, and I'd like to see them stick around, and I'd like to get this open for the public, because I just don't feel like that I'm getting any use out of it. I don't know how the rest of the citizens feel, but it's sitting there, it's pretty, it's a nice place, but I think we ought to open it up and for entertainment, and it will make the whole city better. Because if a guy gets up on Saturday morning, he's got about 2 kids, he can come down here, have a place to play, get him something to eat, all that, and a little entertainment. Or he could leave this town and go someplace else, entertainment. And I don't know, and I'm certainly not smart enough to figure everything out, but I would like to see this place, generate something, because right now I just don't think it's even paying to operate.
Definitely appreciate your comments. Definitely, because I have the same thought and vision, and this man's heard from me on many occasions. That's exactly what the vision for 1921 was. I want to see community events. We just talked about this again today. I want to see farmers markets. I want to see it open to our community. Yes, we need to rent it out and make some revenue off of it,
Sure.
but it was the vision back in 2016, 2017, when we first started talking about this when I was on council. That was the vision. We could not get it funded at the time. It took several years, but I'm very proud of how beautiful it is. But absolutely, we're going to be working on community. We already got, I think, 4 things planned between now and the end of the year, and I want to see more programming for our community
Right.
to have involvement in, yes, the community center. You might want to talk to it later, but when you have a building that is 30-something years old, we probably could have done a better job with the actual architect and the engineering, identifying some of the potential issues, but things came up that we wasn't aware of, being that old. But we wanted to make sure that it was done and done right, so it will be long-lasting for our future generations. I think it's going to be very amazing. I think you're going to announce when we're going to be opening it up. Later, you may not have been planning on it, but it's going to be later in August.
Absolutely. We're going to be having a grand opening, a ribbon cutting and rededication on Saturday, August 22nd.
That'd be great.
To answer your pickleball questions, there's 3 courts lined into the facility, so ready to go. And it'd be a good gathering place to bring folks back into the center.
Well, and I understand, my son-in-law, he's a construction engineer, and he said that's just a problem you run into and nobody knew it, and I'm not faulting anybody for that, that's just the way things are sometimes. But I would like to see the venue opened up. And also,
That is the plan. We're going to be opening it up for more. Luckily, we did get match 50% on the community center, so we got out of the 1.2 plus some change orders, we did get funding for half of that back. So we did utilize a grant to help subsidize majority or at least half of that cost.
Right.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And the only other thing I've got is road paving. Okay, now, hey, I'm lucky, y'all come by a few years ago and paved my whole road, you know, I was great, you know. But I was over across the way there on Spriggs talking to my buddy, and there's places paved, here it's not. And I said, hey man, how come you didn't get your property paved here? He said, well, I don't guess I voted for the right guy. No.
That's not the case. I assure you that's not the case.
But
So we had an engineering study about 5 years ago or longer. Mr. Sykes can verify that for us. And so we done a study of every street in our city, and then they were evaluated the worst to the best. We have not had a resurfacing, a road resurfacing program in the past. So about 5 years ago, I helped lead an initiative, and this council agreed and supported it, and we put $1 million to $1.7 million into the budget every year. 1.7 was the highest. We've gone below $1 million to resurface our streets. They're in bad shape, and we know that. It didn't get that way overnight, and we can't fix it overnight, but we are diligently, and we put another $1.2 million,
I believe so, yes, sir.
close to $1.3 million this year into our resurfacing program. So we got a plan, and we're going to be committed to continue to get these streets back in order.
I understand my thing is I had rather see the whole street paved, okay? Because I think when you just pave part of it, the other part's still old, you know?
The other part's old. So we made a conscious decision when we started this that it's about $1 million, probably more than that now with gas going up $1 million a mile.
Yeah.
And so if I've got a mile-long street and half of it is wretched and the other is halfway decent, I can spend that other $500,000 to make another bad section of a road. So ultimately, yes, we want to get a full street repaving, but we're trying to address the worst spots first since we're in such a bad shape across the entire city. That was the idea and the concept.
Well, I can appreciate that, but me personally, I don't think it's the way to go on. That's just my opinion. I'm not an engineer or anything, so I really don't know, but, you know, I had rather maybe that we put out more money for street paving. Like I say, it's $1 million a mile.
Probably more than that now, but yeah, I would say, is that a fair and accurate estimate? Probably not. Probably a little low now.
But that's my only concerns, you know, like I say, y'all are doing a fine job as far as I know, and I don't agree with everything you do, but I know y'all are trying to do the best. You know,
Well, we
for the
appreciate
city.
your comments and any citizen comments because we work for y'all. This is your city. So, you know, I think we're probably pretty close to trying to do another engineering study of a road since we've made some progress over the past years. And we can evaluate whether we do, you know, I call it spot paving. It's really true paving. It's not just filling in potholes, but we can evaluate that upcoming budget and annual budgets to see.
And I'll thank y'all for giving me this opportunity to speak, and I really appreciate y'all.
I really appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's the only one that actually signed in. But if there's anyone else in the audience, now's the opportunity for you to come forward if you'd like to address the council. Yes, ma'am. Good. If you'll give us your name and address.
Okay, Kelsey Freshour, 1112 South Seminole Drive.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry for not signing in.
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
It was
cool.
just there if people wanted to take time. If not, that's why I asked you your name and address for the record.
Perfect. Yeah, so I have been in East Ridge for about 2 going on 3 years, and I really love it here. And it is walkable in theory, but in reality, pretty dangerous to walk on a lot of the roads, especially I live on South Seminole. And when I first moved in, walked on that road and probably almost got run over about 3 times. People fly down that road, right? And I've been blessed to be able to make a lot of friends all over East Ridge, on McBrien, Tamarack, John Ross, all these things that I could theoretically walk to my friends' houses, but without really sidewalks or any safety measures, it doesn't really make it possible. And this is a common concern I've heard for people in all these different pockets, because all these cut-throughs, right? Ringgold is basically East Ridge, and then people fly off of the interstate or back onto the interstate, and they're using all of our residential streets where we live, and we have kids, and we want them to play and be outside, and they're just zooming through. And I've called traffic control about it, and they're like, well, that's on the police, but the police can't always be there, and it just kind of seems like this volleying act. And I'm just curious if there's any talks or visions about how we can permanently change and make this better and put in place some permanent structures or like narrowing of the streets, speed bumps. I know I've called about speed bumps too, and we can't because we're self-insured and other things. But I would just love to hear if that's a thought y'all have.
It is a thought. In fact, it's
We've
been
been talking about this.
It's,
too.
we talked about this over lunch, and we've been talking about it this week with our traffic department, also with our insurance carrier. We are going to, this year, run some kind of pilot programs using some infrastructure-based speed control devices, really for pedestrian safety out at Camp Jordan Park, kind of starting there where we have natural crosswalks and use some elevated road surface crossings there to slow traffic. The police have enhanced enforcement activities. We don't want to have that heavy hand, but absolutely your point is solid. We don't want to be cut through areas, especially. It's really hard to go back in on some of our narrow streets and add sidewalk infrastructure, but what we can do is encourage through design and through enforcement reasonable speeds through our neighborhoods. Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Is there like any timeline or budget around that, or?
Not a solid budget on it yet. Working with our traffic control department to adopt a policy to for example, how would a residential neighborhood identify that they're interested in some traffic calming methods. So kind of looking at best practices from other communities in the area. We're not creating a new wheel here, so we're gonna put those together and then see kind of what's the cost to install one, what's the impact. Camp Jordan Park is really kind of good for this because it's being used in some effects as a cut through too for folks in the neighborhoods behind. So trying to slow traffic there will help and kind of see what the results are as we install these.
And then the goal would be to maybe roll it out.
Roll
to
it out
other
probably into
streets,
2027, and as we then start to see, okay, what's it cost to install one? How many go in a neighborhood? And where do they go?
Okay. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
But it's a great question. It's something we're absolutely working on.
Yes, appreciate that feedback, that input.
Popular subject with many of the residents of East Ridge. Speed bumps.
Yes.
Well, interestingly, the comment on road, you go and you resurface a road that has historically had a bunch of puddles on it, and then you tend to see some speeding issues as well. But
Yeah.
going to work on kind of both ends of those issues for sure.
Anyone else? All right, I don't see anyone else, so we'll move to communications from council members. Councilman Cagle, I'll start with you down front. Do you have anything?
The only thing that I want to do is apologize for missing my first council meeting due to health. So I'm glad to be back here. Council took time to fix me a place to sit down at my level with you. But anyway, that's it, Mayor.
Well, we missed you, and we're glad to see that you're back. Thank you. That's Mayor Tyler.
Nothing for me at this time, Mayor.
Councilmember Witt.
I just want to say I'm glad to see Jackie back.
Councilmember Ezell.
Yeah, on John Ross where we had the big washout and we've put a plate over it, did we determine why that happened and what we did to fix it to put a plate over it? Because I really think the plate is going down.
Mr. Ron.
Mayor, council, we plated it the day before Yearsley. We cut it out some, moved the plate, filled it up with concrete. Well, we filled it up with rock, and it settled down a little bit more. The only thing I can come up with, it might be some sort of cavity down in there you couldn't see without probably digging to China.
Well, I know the asphalt you put on the plate for people to have a smoother access across it on the East Ridge School side, the asphalt now sticks up about 3 inches, 4. I know you didn't do it that way. So that plate has to be going that way.
Well, no, they got the plate today. Plate wasn't selling. It's the way they done the asphalt.
That's the way they done it?
The contractor.
Because I drove over it at 3:30.
Today?
Yeah.
I understand that they come and got it. So it had been after that then.
will double check, make sure I run over the same plate.
Unless it's a different one. But yeah, we filled it up. So hopefully that'll.
We don't really know why it did it though.
Not unless we close that section of road off and turn it into a real big project.
Okay.
Cut it all down, out.
Also too, past Cracker Barrel, did we ever determine why that asphalt's coming up?
We're gonna talk about that in just a few minutes. Yeah.
Got that? Okay. That's all I got.
Not a solid answer, but I have an answer.
We have an answer.
Or a path forward, anyway.
Yes. All right, thank y'all. I'm going to ask Ms. Collins to come forward and tell us all the activities and things that are going on in Camp Jordan and with Parks and Rec. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Mayor and Council. So as of right now, we have all of our rec signups open. So we have our girls softball that's open. It closes down on August 7th. And then we have our cheerleading, which is open now. It'll close on August 1st. We have our flag football league that is now open, and it will close August 1st. But we may extend that because we've had a lot of kids that have come in this week. So we may have to find some more coaches and grab kids for those teams. We also have our baseball and our baseball and t-ball, which will be open until August 1st also. And then we have our girls flag football, which is open through August 1st. And then we have our co-ed soccer, which is under 4 through under 19 ages. And we will close, signups actually close tomorrow. And we're already sitting at 400 kids for that now. So we'll leave signups up over the weekend just to allow more. And then the guys are going to be putting on a preseason tournament for our rec, which will be August 28th through the 30th. As City Manager Coral spoke about the community center, Hannah is working to put together a flyer for August 22nd for us to do a grand opening. We do our final walkthrough with T-Deck tomorrow, and then Hannah actually has an event Saturday this weekend. It's a Fish Mania show. And then we have American Diggers at Camp Jordan, and we have Connect Softball in town. But it will kind of be her soft launch, just to kind of fill the space out. And then she'll start getting with the clubs also at the community center to start letting them back in a little bit at a time, just for us to get our feel, because we still have to do the cabinet spaces in the front of the center, but everything else is done. We've ordered everything. We're putting everything together for the rooms. We ordered new tables, new chairs. We're putting the community room together in the small. The kitchen's set. So we're working as diligently as we can to make sure the community center is set up and ready to go. Then we have our Fall Festival. September 19th and 20th. That is a free community event at Camp Jordan at our amphitheater. We have bounce houses that are free. We have hired 3 face painters. That is free to everybody. Your kids get free face painting. We have a free pumpkin patch. We have a band, and then we have a DJ. We have a band Saturday, DJ Sunday. We also have a petting zoo that's free. So we've expanded into a 2-day. We did that last year, Hannah did, and this year me and Hannah are working it together since the community center is open. Our main sponsor is actually ASA Engineering. They're our main sponsor for the stage, and then we have several other sponsors that are also sponsoring our Fall Festival. So those hours will be, I think it's like 10 to 5 on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday. But we invite the whole community out. We'll have food trucks. We have decreased our vendors as far as craft vendors because we don't want to muddy the pond. So I want people, and Hannah, we want crafts. I don't want the businesses that are selling little, like your insurance and things like that. Those are, but we wanted it to be a true fall festival where people could come down there, shop crafts like you do in your markets already. First Tennessee Pavilion, all of those have to be like your fresh flower markets, things like that. So that's what we're trying to make our fall festival at now. But that is open to the public. And then, as everybody knows, we'll have indoor soccer signups coming up, and the guys between Jordan at the community center and Carson and Matt, they've been meeting this week, and we will start basketball signups within the next 2 weeks. And that information will start going up on our website to launch that again.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Then I always want to cover our great library. So there's so many activities that are going on between just now and the end of the month. So the Diamond Art Club is Monday the 27th from 5 to 6:30. Pre-K story time is Tuesday the 28th from 10:30 to 11:30. Watercolor with Rachel is Tuesday the 28th from 2:30 to 3:30. Quilty Pleasures quilting group is from Tuesday the 28th from 4 to 5. Then the next day, Wednesday, Teen Photography Club 4 to 6. Baby Bounce is Thursday the 30th from 11:30 to 12:30, and Nitwits is Friday the 31st from 2 to 3. So there's always activity going on in our great library, and if you haven't been there, go and visit it. Their hours Monday and Wednesday is 10 to 8. Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday is 10 to 6. Saturday is 10 to 2, and they're closed on Sunday. If you have any questions, you can call them 423-867-7323. Then our East Ridge Animal Services, we have a wonderful animal shelter, and we love to have people that want to get involved. You can always adopt animals and become a permanent part of your family. You can do trial adoptions. You can do a 2-week no-fault trial period to allow adopters to ensure that the pet would be a good fit. You can also foster young animals, nursing mothers, and some of the pets that have medical needs. There's a lot of opportunities for volunteering, from walking dogs, cleaning, socializing with cats and kittens, creating enrichment toys and treats. So if you want to get involved, contact us, and we can get you in touch with the Animal Services. And then one other thing that, since you brought up Venue 1921, and I'm going to put Mr. Coral on the spot here, but one of the events that I also had mentioned to him is after the Christmas parade, we would like, as we come down and we end the parade, we'd had a caroling around the Christmas tree that died and we had to have taken up, but maybe having an event after the Christmas parade in Venue 1921. So we talked about that, put you on the spot and bring it up again in the middle of a council meeting.
I have a good feeling that that's what we're going to do.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll hand it to you now.
Well, excellent. Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Good evening. Several items I would like to discuss tonight. First off, community-wide curbside brush collection. Due to some heavy equipment issues, we had gotten a little bit behind. Crews have been working extended hours and weekends the last 2 weeks to get things caught back up and to get the community clear. So I appreciate the sanitation team stepping up and getting that handled for us. As has been a point of topic a lot recently, stormwater and our system there. Since flooding in recent years, it's been a major topic of focus for the city. Since starting in May, I've been to multiple properties. One of the most frequent citizen calls I get is about ditches and stormwater and what's the city's approach to that. We've been working with the team at ASA to complete a community-wide asset mapping and identification process so that we know what is the infrastructure throughout the city. Working to develop a series of projects, timing, and costs as we start to build out a stormwater management program, looking to maximize impact early. Start with larger collection areas, larger basins, and how can we start to minimize the impact downstream. Jeff and his team have been working to survey Spring Creek and Chickamauga Creek for various obstructions. We've identified trees that need to be removed. We've identified dumpsters that need to be removed. Those are being worked on, but working on a plan. Once you get the tree cut out, then the second part of that equation is how do you get it back out of the creek? So identifying haul out locations and then how do we clear those? So that'll be a project we'll be bringing forward for your consideration here in the next couple months to really start. Again, those are kind of the main arteries that the water flows into. So if we can keep those flowing, that helps us as we look back upstream. So stormwater, something clearly on the radar for the city. We've been working on some HVAC repairs at Fire Station 2. Brought to my attention by Councilman Zell, and I appreciate it, that there was some water issues out there. There was some ductwork that in hot weather condensation drips off and starts to impact the ceiling, and you can kind of see it running through the building, and it shouldn't be doing that. So I appreciate the chief and the building maintenance team. Work is underway to correct that. Part of what we're going to be doing is establishing some air circulation in the enclosed space above that ceiling, and then once that's done so that the air can be vented out, we'll be rewrapping the ductwork and replacing the ceiling tiles and fixing it as it should be. So that crews are not having to deal with that. So I appreciate everybody working hard to get that done. A topic that we've been talking about also, that's been impacting staff a little bit, campaign signage. It is that season, so just want to really quickly, briefly review a couple things about campaign signage. Under the city ordinance, it's in section 403 of chapter 20. Political signs less than 10 square feet need to stay 5 feet off the road surface. They need to stay back. Larger signs from 10 square feet to 32 square feet need to be 10 feet from the edge of pavement, and no political signs within 25 feet of an intersection. These are all about traffic safety and maintaining visibility for the motoring public. And so as pedestrians are out walking, they're not invisible to people who are driving. Political signs cannot go on streets, medians, utility poles, trees, or anything that creates a line of sight issue. So just in general, what we're thinking, as you kind of see, I've pulled an intersection up here. If a sign is less than 10 square feet, it's got to be outside of that orange zone that kind of runs along the area. If it's bigger or larger than 10 but lower than 32, it's got to be outside that green zone, and then intersections, you got to stay 25 feet all the way around. Our building maintenance and code enforcement departments have been removing signs as we see them. Part of the reason we have folks register is that we then know who we can call about those signs. So for folks, if they would help keep, and we push this out on social media, we'll continue to as we get closer to the next round of elections. So keeping them clear so the motoring public is safe is one of our priorities. The other thing I'd remind folks of is there are time frames around when signs can be posted. Political signs are allowed to be posted 60 days from when voting begins in any particular election, and they are required to be removed 15 days after. In 2026, there are 3 elections. There's the county primary, which obviously is passed at this point. State, federal primary, and county general. The election date is August 6th. Early voting opened July 17th, and then campaign signs could have gone up as early as May 18th. So for the state, federal, general election and municipal election, the November 3rd election, early voting opens April 14th, so signs can be posted beginning August 15th. So a reminder, there's a 60-day window from when early voting starts to have campaign signs.
October 14th, you said April. October 14th.
I apologize, October 14th. Too many dates up there, I was reading 2 lines up. I apologize for that. So October 14th is when early voting opens. Signs are allowed the middle of next month. So we appreciate folks helping us out with that. Councilman asked about North Max Smith Road, and as I brought to council's attention a couple meetings back, there's a roadway failure and some cracking in 2 center sections at the entrance of the Fairfield Hotel, and then further north towards the former Budgetel. Kind of like the issue on John Ross Boulevard, there's a lot of things that could be causing it. Did the subgrade get wet during construction? Was too much asphalt removed or not enough overlaid? Could the existing conditions have been worse than we anticipated? Did heavy truck traffic make it worse? I would say to say that this project has been a challenge is a bit of an understatement. With timing and multiple neighboring properties, it's taken a great deal of effort to get this project done, only to have this thing show up at the end. While the cause may not be known, what is clear is that the road needs to be repaired. The recommendation is that the impacted areas be removed, excavated down, built back with a 5-inch cement-treated base course to cap and stabilize any subgrade issues, and then go back with 4.5 inches of asphalt over top. Obviously, there's a cost to doing this work, which brings us to where we are tonight. I like to say that I've had the opportunity to work with city engineering firms for nearly 20 years in 4 different cities, but I've really never encountered the approach that ASA has taken on this issue. From the first time I called Jeff and we looked at this issue, the conversation has been about getting it fixed and making it right. So I'd like to share that at no additional cost to the city or to our taxpayers, the paving contractor on the project will be mobilized and the necessary appropriate repairs will be made. The work will be inspected and supervised and the roadway restored to the condition our residents and businesses expect. And as I've said, I've not seen this level of responsibility taken on previous projects, that I've been a part of. The way Jeff and Asa are stepping in and stepping up speaks to their integrity and to the value they place on the longstanding partnership that the city and Asa have enjoyed. And I thank you for that, sir. And if you'd like to speak, share a few comments, I'd invite you to the floor.
Mayor and council, thank you for letting me speak on this. You hired us to design a road and inspect a road and make sure that it was stable. I'd love to tell you what the root cause is to this. Prior to us doing the work, I moved, and I did the numbers on this because it really baffles me. I've been doing this for 30 years. We moved 60,000 cubic yards, which at 10 cubic yards per truck, onto the Red Wolf site on this road. That is basically 6,000 trucks or 114,000 tons and did not have a failure. So we believe that the road would hold up. Proof rolling is something that is a standard method of ensuring that the subgrade will last. What I can say is that you hired us to design it and inspect it, and we feel responsible because somewhere in that something happened. So we do want to take care of it. We've got the contractor lined up to move in the next 2 weeks. We hired a geotechnical engineer to give us recommendations on the cement treated base and the asphalt buildup. So we feel like that will suffice. But you have our commitment that, if there's other spots of the road, we did test other areas to make sure that we have enough asphalt and that the subgrade is in good condition. But we're gonna make it right. You hired us to do a job, and I expect the council to hold us to that. So that's our offer.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, sir.
The only thing we need is your permission to go ahead and mobilize them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Get her done. I did fail to mention under campaign signage and election date, there is something called a tent lottery, which has to do with space here on the city hall properties because they vote here at the community center, and that information will be out in advance of the August primary as well.
And I think that's just next week.
It is. So the tent lottery will be held next week. It occurs 7 days prior to the election, and I will not be here, so Finance Director Qualls will actually be conducting the tent lottery on that day. All candidates for Hamilton County and the City of East Ridge that are participating in that election have been notified of the date, and they do have to be present at the time of the drawing to choose their spot as space permits. If we have more candidates than spots, we just draw the first 12.
Right, and that is the 29th
Yes,
at noon
at noon.
here in the
this room.
council chamber. Okay. Thank you.
So, people running for East Ridge in the November election is part of this tent lottery for the Hamilton County election?
The lottery was set up, my understanding, the way that it was explained to me whenever I came on, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is that anyone that's running for a City of East Ridge seat or a Hamilton County seat, since that is the city is within the county, they can participate in the lottery.
Even if their seat is not up for election at that time.
Oh no, only if they're on the ballot at that time.
So the August, yeah. So
I'm
this
sorry, I
tent
misunderstood
lottery,
the question.
East Ridge people.
right? No. So this tent
Right,
lottery will
sorry.
only be those
Apologies.
who are yes.
For Hamilton County.
For the November election, that lottery is subsequent.
That's later.
Yes.
That's the intent for the tent lottery, yes.
Yeah.
But I wanted to
I
make
thought
the
that was
announcement.
right.
Sorry.
I wanted to make the announcement so everyone knew that it is next week, so we're not going to have another council meeting. But I'm glad to know that you've already reached out to everyone.
Yes, they have been notified, and then the notice for the November will also go out, same as it did for the August and the previous election.
Great. And last thing I have, I like to do this from time to time, but we get feedback. We hear from citizens. I get emails. I get phone calls. They come from citizens. They come from businesses. I get them from visitors to the community. Sometimes they come internally through our staff. And oftentimes we're quick to complain, but slow to praise. And so I like to share when things are going kind of in the right direction and when we get good feedback. I want to share that with this group and then also with the public. So this one actually came on an internal communication. I'm going to share kind of the story. But it started out, and we'll start the story with this. Yesterday, and this was last week, at approximately noon, I received a panic call from my little girl telling me that her house was on fire. I was also told that my son had been burned, and in that moment, I had no idea how serious that was. Like, that's the way to start an email. That doesn't give you pause. It's like, wow. I think we can place ourselves in that moment and seeing how that was. The story continues, by the grace and mercy of God, the only thing we lost was our kitchen, and that can be replaced. My children suffered only minor, superficial burns, and for that, we are incredibly thankful. I want to sincerely thank everyone at the department for the overwhelming support shown to my family. Assistant Chief Creel, Chief Hustleton, Lieutenant Hewitt, FTO Johnson, and Detective Davis immediately sprang into action, making sure help was on the way, my family was cared for, and that I could get home as quickly as possible. I also want to thank everyone who called, checked on us, offered meals, prayed for us, and reached out with words of encouragement. The amount of love and support our family has received has truly been humbling. Yesterday reminded me that we are more than coworkers. We're a family, and I'm incredibly proud and grateful to be a part of this department. Prior to joining ERPD, I had the unique perspective of being an outsider looking in, while also having a special connection through my better half, Tori, who was already a member of this team. Even from that perspective, I could see there was something special here. Now, having the privilege of being a part of it myself, I have an even greater appreciation for the culture, the leadership, and the genuine care that exists within the department and our city. He signed off with this: kindness costs nothing, yet at times it can be rare to find. During a difficult and frightening time for our family, we've been surrounded by an abundance of it. That's from Officer Oxford, number 532 with the police department. We don't have policies that say to do that. That email, he sent an email to his colleagues saying, hey, this made a difference for me and my family. That's impressive that his colleagues rallied around him, and I love that he responded with that as well, sharing back with them the impact that it had for them. So that's what I will call a top of the ridge story. You're going to hear those going forward, things that, again, that come from citizens, things that come from inside the organization that make me incredibly proud to be a part of the team. So, Mayor, that's what I had for you tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, we'll move to old business. Ordinance number 1251.
This is an ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend the zoning regulations and the zoning map of the city of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at 529 Frawley Road, tax map number 170G-A-006.02 from RT1 Residential Townhome District to RZ1 Zero Lot Line Residential District.
Thanks, sir. This is the second and final reading. Mr. Howell.
Yes, Mayor and Council, just to recap this request to rezone the 529 Frawley tract of land ultimately results in a down zoning current RT1 zone district. This request to rezone RZ1 will introduce larger lots and less density than originally proposed with RT1. The downzoning of this tract does align with the Resolutions 3517, which outlines guiding principles of the City Council review of a rezoning request. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, sir. Council, I entertain a motion for ordinance number 1251.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 1251.
Second.
A motion approved by Vice Mayor Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? I don't see any, but I will also reiterate from the first reading, this is a downsizing from 108 parcels down to 77.
That is correct. Yes.
Awesome. So we usually don't see downsizing a number of lots, but we're excited about this. If no discussion, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Yes.
Councilmember Izell?
Yes.
Councilmember Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes. Ordinance number 1251 passed second and final reading. We'll move to new business, item A, resolution number 3829.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the purchase of a 2026 Ford F-150 pickup truck for the street department.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, Mayor. This
Sure.
is to replace the 2012 two-wheel drive F-150 that's been through the ringer all these years.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Council, I entertain a motion for resolution number 3829.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 3829.
Second.
A motion approved by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Ezell. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Yes.
Councilmember Izell?
Yes.
Councilmember Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3829 approved. We'll move to item B, resolution number 3830.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the purchase of a Kubota zero-turn lawnmower through the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Agreement for the Street Department.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vaughn.
Mayor and council, about the same thing. This is to replace one of our older, outdated lawnmowers that we use spring, summer, around here, half of the fall, cutting grass. To where our old one, the oldest one we've had, it's been like a maintenance things.
Maintenance nightmare.
Out.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Council will entertain a motion for resolution number 3830.
Make a motion to approve resolution 3830.
Second.
Have a motion approved by Vice Mayor Tyler and second by Councilmember Ezell. Do we have any discussion?
How's the lawnmower we're replacing?
It's about 6 years old.
Okay.
Any other questions, sir? All right. If no other questions, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3830 approved. We'll move to item C, resolution number 3831.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the purchase of a felling equipment trailer through the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Agreement for the Street Department.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vaughn.
Kind of the same thing. This is to replace, it's like almost a 30-year-old equipment utility trailer that we've been using. It's the last couple of years it's gotten to where it's could be a safety issue. Just wore out, rusted.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Council, entertain a motion for resolution number 3831.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 3831.
Second.
Oh, let him have it.
A motion to approve by Councilmember Ezell and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
These are all, I'm assuming I just kind of saved it for the end here. These other items are going to be surplus and sold off.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. No other discussion? Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3831 approved. We'll move to item D, resolution number 3832.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the purchase of a new Ferris mower through the Byboard Cooperative.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Giles.
Yes, Mayor and Council. Again, the Parks and Rec Department is seeking approval to purchase the Ferris 72-inch. And that is the cutting width. We use the bigger mowers than the street department do because we have so much acreage. This mower does include a 4-year warranty or a 500-hour warranty. And what that does with our mowers, we mow at least 3 to 4 times a week, 5 to 6 hours, depending again on weather, as we know, or events that are going on. That warranty with Chattanooga Tractor has worked out for us in the past. We have already surplused our mower back in February that went out on us to replace this. So this again would be our annual purchase to replenish our mowers that are already sitting at 2,000-3,000 hours on them.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, I entertain a motion for resolution number 3832.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3832.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
Looking at the warranty and going by the time she's saying that we use it, our warranty is good for about 6 months at best.
That's why we have.
Can we purchase
Oh, go ahead,
extended warranty that would cover a longer distance instead of 6 months?
I can ask Chattanooga Tractor. But so far, every time we've ever had something happen, Chattanooga Tractor will immediately send out a replacement or fix it. And then we also keep an in-house person at this moment to fix our mowers, as you already know, because without him, we'd be paying a lot more than what we do now. But I can ask Jetting Tractor, that's not a problem.
I think it would benefit us. I mean, 6 months warranty on a $16,000 lawnmowers.
Yeah.
That ain't good.
Yeah, you 500 hours. You said 6 hours of mowing, and you do it 5 days a week.
3 to 5 days. So, like for instance, let's say we have a gentleman named Steve Harvey that works for us. He works 2 days a week, Monday and Tuesday. He's part-time. He works on our mowers. He comes in. By 9 o'clock, he's mowing. He's done by 1:30 or 2. So that's 2 days on one mower, 10 hours at least. Then you take, like, we have a Toro. We're on that thing 7 hours a day, 3 days a week, plus the Ferrises that are going around. So there's always a mower in place. So we can use that much. I mean,
Yeah.
we can cut today, and by the time somebody drives through Sunday, it's already back up. We can weed eat, and it's up in 2 days. We've had a rainy summer, so it is kicking our booties at the park.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's a part of it. I
definitely,
mean,
the 500 would get you through at least any
Mhm.
issues or defects from a new one, but to your point, it's not going to last very long at all.
no, I mean, we need 2 or 3 more mowers, but right now we have been making things work by doing an annual purchase each year is what we've done. Again, with new management and things coming in, these are things that we can look at moving forward to try to help better serve some of the things that we do. Because the bad thing is we have certain mowers we use on the fields and around the fields, then we use on the outer skirts because of all the debris that is out there and washes away after rain and stuff.
So we've got a motion and a second. So my thought is to go ahead and proceed and see if we can get another quote and then present that to see if it's something we can add on to based on pricing.
We do that.
Council is good with that. All right. We have a motion. We have a second. Is there any other discussion? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3832 approved. We'll move to item E, resolution number 3833.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, authorizing the purchase of a 2026 John Deere Gator through the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Agreement.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Goss.
Yes, Mayor and Council. So this is another annual purchase that the Parks and Rec Department does. One of our older gators we will actually give to the street department. And this year we are looking to purchase an electric gator since we have switched 4 of our fields to turf. This gator is a little bit, it's not as heavy. So when we're taking and grooming the fields of the turf, baseball, softball, and the soccer fields, it's a little bit more lightweight for us to use. And then also during our tournaments, it will allow us not to have, again, the gas fumes going through the parents. So this will be more of trying to in-house those tournaments, keep people from having to smell the gas, hear the big gator pops from the diesel or the regular gas coming in, and then also be able to use it to groom our fields. Plus, we're adding more turf fields, which will also help. So this gator won't be into play as much as what our other gators are now. 3 of our gators now are used for fields 1 through 4 and 9 through 12. They're dragging, they're pulling the mat drags, pulling the nail drags, and then like when we at soccer, like right now, after we've aerated and do the plugs, we break that up, and then we're getting sand on our fields now. We go back in with a mat drag on that to work all that into the turf. So this one won't be as used for the heavy duty. This will be more used on the basically emission side and the quieter operation as we keep adding the turf. And again, like I said, it's a little bit lighter weight when we're putting stuff out on the fields and pulling our groomers.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3833.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3833.
Second.
Have a motion approved by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do you have any discussion?
Yes, if it's the same warranty as the others, here again, I would ask that we check on an extended warranty due to the fact that after 4 or 5 months, that particular battery is probably $2,000 or $3,000. So I would like to see if we could extend that out.
Yeah, this one would be through LAD, where the other one's Chattanooga Tractors, so I'll check with that sales rep in the morning and get that information back to you.
Thank you, sir. No other discussion? Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, resolution number 3833 approved. We'll pause a moment and say, you're seeing a lot of purchases here, but these are all within budget, and it's
Yes.
just after the budget has been approved.
This
So
is the first
this is-
meeting of the fiscal year. We had skipped
Start buying
that.
things.
Normally would have been July 9th. Yeah, this is not the
I
routine.
started
This is
the trend,
not the
sorry.
norm.
This is the beginning of a fiscal year. So, and also some of these, especially on when we talk about, I think we've got some vehicles coming up. There's a decent lead time to some of those getting
Correct.
inventory. So.
All right, the next item, resolution number 3834.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, awarding bids for athletic field suppliers for baseball and softball fields at Camp Jordan Park for fiscal year 2026-2027.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Coss.
Yes, Mayor and Council. On July 15th, the Parks and Rec Department, along with City Management, we opened the bids that we could put out for the next year. So this would be for our baseball and softball fields, and I included the bids in the packet, and then I have outlined the different vendors of who we will use for chalk, mat drags, field conditioner, base anchors, plugs, field grading, bases, nail drags, rubbers. Now again, all of this will actually start to go down come next spring once the second set of turf is put on, and then I'll start bringing turf manufacturers in, and we'll do something to open that up, because right now we have infill and sand and all of that, but then we'll have to do cleaning of those fields every year. But right now, to simplify what we do in the park, I put out an annual bid for baseball and softball, and then as our next item will show for soccer. That way we can move and get things as quickly as we can.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, I entertain a motion for resolution number 3834.
Make a motion to approve resolution 3834.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3834 approved. We'll move to item G, resolution number 3835.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, approving bids for athletic field suppliers for soccer fields at Camp Jordan Park for fiscal year 2026-2027.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Collins.
Yes, Mayor and Council, on July 15th, the Parks and Rec Department, along with City Management, opened up bids for our athletic soccer side for supplies. Again, you know, we aerate, we put down fertilizer, we have to spray the fields, we put down a broadleaf weed, grassy weed, and then we have our annual rye grass that goes down in the winter. So we always do this so that we're able, again, to move as quickly as possible as the seasons change when we need to work on our soccer fields. So at this point, we have Harrell's, and then we have Groundscapes that came in lower with the rye this year that we're going to try. Last year it was Corbin, and it's Corbin and Harrell's have always been right there, but Groundscapes is a local company. So we are going to try them on the rye since they did come in lower.
Thank you, ma'am.
Council approval.
Council, I entertain a motion for resolution number 3835.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3830.
Second.
We have a motion approved by Councilmember Witt and a second by Councilmember Ezell. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Resolution number 3835 approved. We'll move to item H, resolution number 3836.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, approving a 5-year scheduled service agreement with Train US Inc. for preventative maintenance of HVAC systems at the East Ridge Community Center.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Cowles.
Yes, Mayor and Council. A few years ago, with the arena, we did a 5-year service plan with Train. They come in, they service our air units at the arena. And then from there, we actually have just done a 1-year service agreement with Train for the past 2 years at the community center because we've been closed. So they've only serviced one of the older units in the gym and then the 2 that are in the multi-purpose room and our large room. Well, now we have added a new multi-purpose air conditioner, a new bigger unit on the gym side. So now we have a total of those 4 units plus the one for the office. Again, normally we've only done a year, so it's only been about $3,000. I've not had to bring it in front of council. I asked them to go ahead and put us on the 5-year plan like we have for the arena. We'll change the filters. Ron and Ray, the 2 maintenance leads for the city, will continue to do that. And then in the scheduled service agreement, it's just like what, again, we had at the arena, I believe we had for animal services, and then now for the community center, which we've had. We're just now, again, doing a 5-year so that we have a maintenance plan for our units, which we never had before.
Thank you, ma'am. Council, I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 3836.
Make a motion to approve resolution 3836.
Second.
A motion approved by Vice Mayor Tyler and a second by Councilmember Ezell. Do you have any discussion? How often is this service? Is it once a year?
Once a year, they come out, and then we change out the filters every 3 to 6 months. Ron and Ray write the dates on them of when they do them, and we already had problems with one of the units now, so that Ron brought up to City Manager Coral today when Train had come out to inspect this year. One of the units, the older units that's been for 13 years now, is starting to act up, so we got that approved today because it's only about $3,000 to fix. But this will be their annual inspection, and they've been very good to us down at the park and at the community center for the past couple of years. We get Ethan on the phone immediately. He's down there, he's looking, and he's fixing everything for us. So,
thank you. If no other questions, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell?
Yes.
Councilmember Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes. Resolution number 3836 approved. We'll move to item I, resolution number 3837.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of Eastridge, Tennessee, approving a memorandum of understanding for the fiscal year 2027 statewide school resource officer grant program and authorizing submission of a grant application.
Thank you, sir. Mr. McAllister.
Yes, Mayor and Council. This resolution would approve and authorize the city to submit the fiscal year 2027 application for the School Resource Officer Endowment Grant. This would be the 4th year that we have applied for this funding. It is a $300,000 endowment grant that allows $75,000 to be allocated to each school within the city of Eastridge for the city to provide an SRO in place during and throughout the entirety of the school year. The MOU outlines the responsibilities of the parties involved, specifically the police department, along with the Hamilton County Department of Education, and this resolution will also authorize us to submit that application for approval.
Thank you, sir. Council, I entertain a motion for resolution number 3837.
Make a motion to approve resolution 3837.
Second.
Have a motion approved by Vice Mayor Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion?
Just a question. Last year, I think the city had to add money to pay for this. Is this grant larger this year and covering all the expenses for SRO?
It does not cover all the expenses.
It does not. It's the same as last year.
It is the same amount, correct.
Good question. Anyone else? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell?
Yes.
Councilmember Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes. Resolution number 3837 passed. We'll move to item J, resolution number 3838.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of Eastridge, Tennessee, authorizing the purchase of self-contained breathing apparatus, SCBA, related equipment, and air compressor fill station for the Eastridge Fire Department through the HGAC Cooperative Purchasing Contract.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Please.
Mayor and Council. The fire department is requesting to purchase 36 air compressor fill station we budgeted $441,222,000 in the capital request. That purchase, since we received the quotes, that was back in March, there has been an increase in the price. The increase amount is $7,441.50. The total price is now $448,663.51. We are asking that the mayor and council approve this purchase with the increased amount. The purchase will be through Siddons Martin Emergency Group under the HGAC by contract number EE11-24, and the total amount again will be for $448,663.51.
So I usually ask for a motion, but I want some clarification. So we actually are asked to approve this price increase of $7,441.50 is basically the action we're taking, which will mean there's a total of $448,663.51.
It's approving the purchase in its entirety, yes.
Yes, which has the increase in it.
It does.
Okay. Thanks for the clarity.
Yes, sir.
Entertain a motion for resolution number 3838.
Make a motion to approve resolution 3838.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell?
Yes.
Councilmember Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes. Resolution number 3838 approved. We'll move to item K, resolution number 3839.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of Eastridge, Tennessee, awarding the bid for lawn care services for certain city-owned properties to Afix LLC.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayor, Ray asked if I would speak to this evening. As Ray has taken over the building maintenance department and looking at how they best deploy their limited staffing resources, one of the areas we've identified that could be handled more effectively with an outside contractor would be lawn care. We put out for bid to maintain the grass here at City Hall, at the community center, at Venue 1921, pretty much kind of the city center campus. It includes weekly mowing throughout the year. It also includes the necessary fertilization and herbicide to get the weeds that are out front under control and getting the entire campus looking as it should for a municipal facility. This would be a contract through the rest of the year, and it does carry through next year as well.
Thank you, sir. Council will entertain a motion for resolution number 3839.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3839.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion?
Just a question. Who's been mowing it before?
We've used staff members, and that has taken them off of, for example, the library project, other city maintenance projects that have been there. So it's taken about a day of our full building maintenance staff to get the property mowed.
No other questions? Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell?
Yes.
Councilmember Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes. Resolution number 3839 approved. That is the last item we have on the agenda. So we'll move to the discussion of the tentative agenda for August 13th, 2026. All right. Under new business, we'll have a public hearing for an unnumbered ordinance, and then following that will be the actual reading of the ordinance itself, which is amend Title 9 to add a new Chapter 12 titled Specialty Shops and amend the Eastridge zoning ordinance number 481 concerning specialty shop establishments. This would be the first reading. Mr. Howell.
Yes, Mayor and Council. So last month, the Eastridge Planning Commission looked at the specialty ordinance in its entirety. This ordinance does aim to reasonably govern land use impacts of specialty shops from other general retail establishments, residential neighborhoods, churches, parks, and daycares. This ordinance is much like Ordinance 901, which is the firework retail ordinance, and Ordinance 985, which is the alternative financial institutions. All these ordinances would require a use on review and approval by City Council, which does incorporate distance regulation and zoning requirements. the East Ridge Planning Commission did recommend approval of the ordinance with some amendments and has forwarded the ordinance to City Council for review and consideration.
Thank you, sir. Council, any discussion? This time. Yes, sir.
Notice here the restriction, they want to, cut 1,000 feet from the school to, well, I'm gonna go ahead and name the place, Snapdragon, since they've opened up. So they reduced it 500 feet to give them permission to open. Then we've had another place up there to open, but they're not, interfering with these feet distance. I know we reduced the list, fee for the liquor stores and the restaurants that serve alcohol in them to be able to do it, so, thing I would like to ask is, before we get this passed, can we put a moratorium on no more license being issued to, these stores till we get something settled here?
That would be a question for Mark Litchford for a moratorium on that. I know we placed moratoriums on billboards before in the past, and that was a decision by City Council. Mark was heavily involved in that.
From a process standpoint, would that not have to go through the same process this ordinance has already started through? So that would actually sequentially be behind this. I mean, this is the fastest route to get these in place versus a moratorium that would have to follow the same process.
That is correct, City Manager, yes.
So from an expedition standpoint, this is the fastest way to get those controls in place.
Because this is already in progress. So this would be, that would require an ordinance, not a resolution. So it would take 2 readings.
It would.
So this, since this is going to be on August 13th, this is the most speediest way of putting controls in. Does that help answer your question, Councilmember Cagle?
Oh, yes, it is. Have we got any more applicants going to hold up between now and the time we pass this?
Councilman Cagle, I'm not aware of any new business licenses that came in for any new vape shops or any specialty shops.
But these are not currently separately regulated. They could come in tomorrow and get a business license and open.
If the zoning is correct.
Right.
That's correct.
Stop us from the 1,000 foot to the 500 foot.
I understand. I do understand that. I think, and obviously I'm not the attorney. Mark could weigh in on that. But if we were to put in zoning prohibition, some method of stopping licensure, that would have to come through an ordinance and require a public hearing. That's my understanding.
More time would be added, yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir. Anyone else? All right, the next item is a public hearing and then the resolution, approval of the mobile food vending overlay district for property located at 5521 Ringo Road. Mr. Howell.
Yes, Mayor and Council. Mr. Mobar has submitted an overlay district application seeking approval to establish a location of operation for a mobile food vehicle from the property located at 5521 adjacent to Swope Drive, which is situated within the C2 General Commercial District. I think if council can remember, these used to be Fines Auto Bodies designated area for cars, I believe it was. Mayor and council were asked to review the application for consideration for proposed overlay district.
Thanks, sir. Any questions, council?
Yeah, the whole idea behind our ordinance here was to try to clean up Ringo Road. In our ordinance, I believe we have a distance, or we talked about vendors coming in and setting up close to restaurants. Well, they're real close to 2 restaurants that I know of doing that. So I don't see this happening if we're serious about cleaning up Ringo Road and not having permanent stuff sitting right there. I don't get it.
Yeah, in concurrence with Councilman Ezell, this is less than 500 feet from Home Plate and the barbecue shop over there. I think that in all of our talks in drafting of the food truck ordinance was to protect the brick and mortar businesses with the intention of allowing this sort of thing to be taking place in the first place, but to also protect these brick and mortar businesses. So I do have my own concerns, and I'd like to address the applicant once we have them in front of us.
Mr. Cagle.
My concerns are, we put a thing in there about bathrooms. Okay, that empty lot has no accessibility to bathrooms. Then he goes there and builds a bathhouse. The lot is what, 2/10 of an acre?
It's very small, Councilman
Very
Cagle.
small, so what can he put on it, one truck and build a bathroom? So that is my concern there. And also, it's on that corner, that's gonna be a traffic hazard for getting in and out, people walking, so.
This is exactly why the overlay district was placed into the food truck ordinance.
And staff has not completed a recommendation on this particular application yet either.
Sure.
No.
It seems like it's working as intended.
All right. If no other questions, we'll move to the next item, which would be a public hearing, and then the resolution following approval of a mobile food vending overlay district for property located at 1 Stadium Way. Mr. Howell.
Mayor and Council, Mr. Kenny Custer has submitted for an overlay district seeking approval to operate mobile food vehicles from 1 Stadium Way and other specific areas indicated on the attached site maps. Staff are currently gathering additional information on these locations and do not have any further detail to share at this time regarding proposed locations. The identified locations are situated within commercial districts, which do allow overlay districts. Mayor and Council request to review the application for consideration for the proposed overlay district.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, council?
Well, the only thing he's actually applying for right now is Stadium 1. It says those other little dots, but I've looked at the addresses of some of those. Those are down there on the backside of Lansdale Park.
That is, you're correct, Councilman Cagle. Those are all part of the Red Wolves development, which is Zone C4. Some of the additional locations are Zone C1 and C2. The application did come in as 1 Stadium Way. However, the application does allow different tax map numbers to be applied to it. So that's why we're seeing almost 9 different locations throughout that development.
So is there a request for clarification of what the application is intended for? Is it a single or multiple?
That is 100% correct, Mayor. We were trying to get that clarification on that.
So we should have that before the next council meeting.
Also, there is nothing being built on these other things. So if we do Stadium Way and okay this to that, then he's got permission to put food trucks all over that piece of property.
With the tax map numbers identified, that is correct, Councilman Cagle.
So, I noticed one of them, I believe it's down there in the old retirement center.
That's correct, yes.
It's also in the old budget table.
Yes.
It appears from the initial application, pretty much any property that they control has been included here. Now, as was just stated, we haven't completed our review of this, and the recommendation will.
But a lot of that is condos, houses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to try to get some clarification before next council meeting.
Correct, Mayor.
Yeah, one of these dots is a rubble pile right now.
It's a 4-wheel drive food
I
truck.
think I would like a little bit more clarification on the boundaries.
Absolutely.
All right, any other questions on that? All right, seeing none, we'll move to the next item, the unnumbered resolution, purchase new vehicles for building and codes department. Mr. Howell.
Yes, Mayor and Council, Building and Codes Department is seeking City Council's approval to purchase a 2026 Ford F-150 4x4 regular cab through the Tennessee Department of General Service statewide contract 209. This would be in the amount of $48,591 from Lonnie Cobb Ford in Hendersonville, Tennessee. This vehicle is included in the approved budget for the fiscal year 26-27.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, council?
This is gonna be a take-home vehicle.
Yes, Kip.
It'll be yours.
That's correct.
Any other questions? See none, we'll move to the next item, unnumbered resolution, purchase 6 Ford Interceptor SUVs for the police department. Chief Usleton.
Yes, Mayor and Council, this purchase was included in this current fiscal year's budget. Total purchase price is $356,682. Of that, $90,804 of that will fund. Remaining $265,878 will come out of general fund. These are outfitted for frontline officer patrol.
Thank you, sir. Council, any questions?
That budget includes everything in the car, or is that just the car? Now we gotta come back and put everything on the car, is that a completed ready?
That's going to be with the lights, the cage, and all that. We do have to have it additionally striped. We will have to switch over equipment from old cars, such as the in-car cameras, in-car radios, that kind of stuff. That stuff will not be new purchase.
Any other questions? See none. The next item is an unnumbered resolution appointment of the East Ridge Housing Commission by Councilmember Ezell.
Got that covered.
Okay. The next is an unnumbered resolution appointment of the East Ridge Housing Commission by Councilmember Witt.
I've got that.
All right, and the next one is appointment to the Planning Commission by Mayor Williams, and I'm working on that. Okay, then the last item we have on the agenda is an unnumbered resolution, and it is Sports Authority appointment. So, as everyone may or may not be aware, we conducted a sports feasibility study back in June 27th of 2024 by Victus, and it provided some great information. And looking at the actual county facilities, Camp Jordan ranked the highest of number of events and average annual events for sports tourism events in Hamilton County. So, in summary, then comparing that in that study to other sports complexes around the region. I mean, and when I say region, we're talking out to lower Alabama, we're talking Indiana, South Carolina, Tennessee, even down into Florida. Camp Jordan still ranked with the most rectangular fields and ball diamonds in the district combined. Some extended, some with regular fields and diamond ball fields, but they were still ranked very high. The one thing that was missing was indoor sports. So, as in basketball, volleyball, pickleball, wrestling, cheerleading, even the sport event space. So that was a recommendation, and they showed that, you know, an indoor facility could estimate about a $12 million in new spend, which would generate, you know, over 100-something thousand annually in sales tax, and about $4 million over a 30-year period, not to mention hotel motel. So that was a recommendation that came from Victus. The county was very generous in partnering with us and actually helped fund a portion of it, of that study. So we were engaging with the county on this possibility, and then the county had a study by Kemper Sports back earlier this year, and it pretty much produced almost identical results. They estimated a little higher, about $14 million in new spending. So, long and short, we're looking to work with the county to help build out a sports facility, or at least do a study to determine. And the first steps we want to do or need to do, and I believe the county has had this, the last county commission, as a reading, kind of like our tentative about establishing a sports authority. So this is where we will be talking in more detail about the sports authority. This is not a commitment of any funding, any dollars. This is more of a formation of a sports authority, which would have 9 members. 4 of those would be appointed by the county, 4 of those would be appointed by East Ridge, and then we'd have a joint appointment, so there'd be 9 on it. And that is more of a governing body just to provide direction, leadership, of this specific facility. So this is a first step. It's not a commitment. It's more of a step into looking at what we can do, how we can do it, what kind of programming. This would be our intent here. The county is looking at hotel motel tax to pay for the portion they're committing to, and that is the county's hotel motel tax, not the city of East Ridge's hotel motel tax. We still retain that. We're looking at requesting a amendment to add additional years to our Board of Region legislation, and we are earmarking that which is state sales tax, to help fund this facility. So there would be no citizen dollars, property tax, or any other tax that the citizens would be investing in or expensing and paying for this sports facility. Now, the vision of this sports facility is to not be an attraction to always bring in new events and new visitors in town, even though we want to market it so we can help it pay and drive the economic development. But we'll have weekly programming if this comes to vision as we want it to. So our youth will have, basketball. We're looking at maybe about 10 basketball courts can be converted into 20 volleyball courts, which we can also have, I forget how many number pickleball courts that this could actually host, along with, like I said, wrestling, open air type things with wrestling, cheerleading, or any other type of event space. So it is something that we're looking at, and this is just the next step. And again, no involvement or commitment at this point for any funding. It's just the next step. So any questions? Awesome. That is the last item we have on the tentative, but is there any other business, council members, we need to consider for the next agenda? Yes, sir.
I'd like to speak on all the surrounding counties around here, through the data center thing. All right, I seen one last night, I think it was up in Nashville, where they're wanting to come outside Nashville, put it right beside the zoo. So actually Nashville's hands are kind of tied because nothing has been done. So I'd like to see us be thinking about maybe, I'm going to use this word again, moratorium, because the county's already done it, and we can override them if somebody wants to come in here. So I'd like for someone to look at that and take consideration into that.
Well, let us look at that. As you mentioned, the county has applied a moratorium, or will be applying one, and they are looking to make some adjustments to their zoning ordinances that would then preclude them in the future. One of the things I think that Eastridge benefits from is we don't have a lot of available ground for a large-scale industrial footprint, whereas the county has considerable land available. But I'll go with Mark on that as well, make sure that.
I just touched up in my head last night when I heard it. It said Nashville was arguing over 5 acres. Well, we've got 3 or 4 5-acre lots around.
That's true. Let me go with Mr. Ledford, and we'll see how we can address that.
Thank you, sir. Anyone have anything else?
Real quick, Councilman, are those larger lots, are they zoned industrial currently? Do you know, or do they just exist in large tracts?
I didn't pay, but it took 5 acres.
Okay.
All the bigger ones.
True. Yeah, let's pull through our zoning code and see what they would fit into. I mean, if it has to be an industrial zone and we don't have a 5-acre industrial lot, we may have that protection already in place.
Yeah, that may be just a natural moratorium.
It may already functionally exist if they would have to come to this body for
then
rezoning.
if they come to this body for rezoning, it can be denied.
It can be.
Yeah. Good question. Anyone else? Any other council member? I see none. Thanks everyone for being here tonight. I hope everyone has a good afternoon, good evening, and this meeting is adjourned.